Grand Rising. How's everybody doing? Chosen ones, chosen vessels, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. When you guys go back on your intuition, that's the only time you make a mistake. When you feel something isn't right, that's God trying to let you know through your own senses, that something's not right. If something isn't right, you're going to feel that it's not right. Something's going to feel a little off, and your intuition will always let you know. Sometimes you'll even hear God speak to you. Hey, don't do that. You shouldn't do that. Let this person drive. Don't go there today. Stay home. Call out of work. God will always try to send a message your way. He'll always try to talk to you some type of way. And that's your intuition. When you go back on that, when you don't fully trust in that, that's when mistakes are made. You have to trust your intuition, because when you get those thoughts, when you get those downloads, when you get that idea that, hey, I don't know if I should go there tonight. Maybe I should just stay home and just chill, do something here at the crib. That's God trying to tell you to keep your ass inside so that you don't go out and something bad happen to you. All right. Or when say you just meet somebody new and the vibes aren't right. That's your intuition letting you know that that person is not the best person for you to be around. Okay. People always try to force things, and then that's when they end up in a compromising situation. When you know you have no business going somewhere, when you know you have no business being around certain people, okay, that's your higher self, your intuition letting you know that, hey, that person is not the right person for you to be around. This person could possibly get you into trouble, get you put in jail. This person could possibly do something to get you hurt, possibly set you up, cause you to be robbed. You never know what may happen. But ahead of time, your intuition and God will let you know by little signs, red flags, okay? Soon as your intuition shows you a red flag, get rid of that person, leave, bounce, don't come back, okay? Because trying to make something happen, or trying to get something out of a situation, or trying to go out that night is not worth disregarding your higher self. You need to listen to your higher self, because that's what's going to keep you safe. When those intuitive thoughts come in, that's your angels. That's God making sure that you don't get hurt, making sure you stay out of harm's way, making sure that nothing will happen to you. You always pray for God's protection, and you pray for God to keep you safe. Your intuition is the number one thing that'll help you do that. It's connected to God. Your intuition is God. Okay? So make sure you don't ignore that, because everybody who ignored their intuition, like, you never heard all those stories. If I had just listened, I heard this voice. If I had only listened to it, you have to listen to that voice. And then on top of it, when you listen to your intuition, when you know that something's wrong, when something tells you, hey, this is wrong, don't go back on that. Do not backtrack on that. Okay? The devil may try to get into your mind and play tricks on you and whisper in your ear, be like, hey, you should go do this. Didn't I just say I wasn't going to go do that? That's temptation. So when it comes to your intuition, when you don't want to go back on your intuition so you don't make a mistake, avoid temptation. Because that's how the devil's going to try to get you to go back on God. That's how the devil's going to try to get you to go back on your morals, on your integrity, on your self-respect, on your dignity. Okay? And intuition will help you protect all of those things. All right? If you feel something's wrong, it's wrong. When you go back on it, that's when you make a mistake. Well, don't don't play around with the devil. When you know something's not right, well, maybe I'll be all right. No. Go with your first thought. Your first thought is your intuition, okay? You never want to go back on that. Those are divine thoughts. They are sent to you from the spiritual realm, from a divine realm, okay? That's what people are talking about when they say downloads. It's either information, or it's either something to help you. It's either your intuition coming to make sure that you stay out of harm's way. It's basically like a lifeline to God, like a phone call to God. He's like, ring, ring, ring. Hey, don't do that. If you do that, you could potentially end up hurt or in a bad situation or around the wrong people. God always wants to keep us safe. He always wants to protect us. And he does that through our own senses, through our intuition, through our feelings, through our senses. Okay. And that is your power. Your intuition is one of your powers as a chosen one. Everybody has intuition, obviously, because everybody has a brain. But chosen ones have a higher level of it. We have a higher sense of intuition. Okay. We're more in tune to our intuition. All right. We're like superheroes when it comes to it because we could tell right away because God gave us the gift of discernment. And you're going to want to use your intuition, right? Along with your gifts of discernment to make sure that you stay safe out here. All right. And when you go back on it, you ever said, hey, I'm not going to do this, and then you end up doing it and then you wish you didn't do it? That was your intuition trying to save you. That was God trying to keep you out of harm's way. Whenever we don't listen to God, we willingly put ourselves in danger and in harm's way. All right. Your intuition is the number one thing that's going to keep you out of trouble and keep you safe. All right. I know you guys are always praying. I know you guys are always asking, God, please watch over me. God, if something's not right, send me a sign. God, if this isn't meant for me, please let me know. What do you think that was trying to tell you? That was God trying to tell you, your intuition. But sometimes we want to be hard headed. Sometimes we want to be stubborn and we think we can get away. We think we can get over. You can't get away. You can't get over on God. Stop trying to get over on God. If you're doing that, you're setting yourself up for failure and you're putting yourself in alignment with them demons. You're putting yourself in alignment with temptation. You're putting yourself in alignment with these devils out here. And when you're not under God's good grace, when you're not under God's protection, you're setting yourself up for anything to happen to you. And God doesn't want to see that happen to you. That's why he gave you your intuition in the first place. So you will be able to use it and listen to him and stay safe and stay out of trouble. That's all that is for. God wants to make sure that we have the best protection. He wants to make sure that there's no demons in our lives. He wants to make sure that we stay out of harm's way, that we're not putting ourselves in any bad situations. God wants to make sure that we get to where we're supposed to get to so we can carry out his mission for him. And if you're ignoring your intuition just for a little small momentary gain or a few seconds of gratification, then that's not the best thing for you to do. Because I'm telling you, when you go back on your intuition, that's the only time chosen ones really make mistakes. Because your first thought is always the thought that when it comes to intuition that you should go with, okay? If you get a feeling, right? If your first thought is a feeling that, hey, this may not be right, if you get a weird feeling in your stomach, and hey, maybe you shouldn't go. Maybe you shouldn't participate that night. I'm telling you, you have to listen to that. That's what's going to keep you safe. So many times I didn't listen to my intuition when I wish I would have, and I woke up the next morning shaking my head, having to pray to God to get me out of something new and pray to God to help me with these new problems. When if I had just listened and sat my silly ass down, all praise to God that I got over those times. And now I know how to use my intuition a lot better because I prayed to God for wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. I would have been all right. So, just so you don't have to ask God to get you out of any worse situations that could possibly come, just so you don't have to ask God to get you out of the lion's den when you ain't had no business being in there in the first place. All right. Make sure you listen to your intuition. Make sure you stay prayed up. Make sure you ask God, like, God, if this person isn't right, please show me a sign through my intuition. God, if this isn't meant for me, please show me a sign through my intuition. God, strengthen my intuition so that I could pick up on these signals. I could pick up on these signs. I could be aware of these red flags so that I could be safe and that I could stay protected and stay under your good grace and have you protect me and keep me safe for all the days of my life. That's really all it's for. And when you go back on your intuition, that's when you make a mistake. That's when you're wrong. So don't go back on your intuition, folks. Stay prayed up, keep your faith in God, and He's going to bless you and protect you. And make sure that when you get a feeling, make sure you ask God, be like, God, is this person right for me, or is this person wrong for me? Send me a feeling through my intuition and let me know. Am I supposed to be around these people? Are these people for me? Usually, if you think that this person is not for you, or if you think something is wrong, or if you get a feeling that something's wrong, it's usually not right. You're usually right, and whatever you feel is wrong is usually wrong. So stay prayed up and pay attention to your intuition. Don't ignore it, trying to take shortcuts, trying to make things happen, trying to go out there and live your life. You have a whole, but just 365 days in a year. You could sit down for one day. You could be patient for a little while and let God protect you and stay under the grace of God, just so you can stay out of trouble and stay out of harm's way. This has been another DrewTube special where we came to give you more and never lesser. Everybody hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Thank you for tuning in, and hit that share button so you could keep your friends and family on point and make sure that they'll use their intuition, especially if they're another chosen one and you see that they have gifts and they just may not be aware. Send them this video and put them on game so that they could be aware on how to be mindful of intuitive thoughts and how to use their intuition to protect themselves and make sure they stay safe. Y'all stay blessed.